Ron Horniblew Arca Santa likes to play dumb when children tell him they want an ice cream for Christmas. I say to them, "And iPad, what's wrong with your eye then? Is it really? Let's have a look at it." Close quote. Of course, the 82-year-old knows exactly what an iPad is.How could he not? Because Ron, an affable chap who believes he's the longest-serving Santa in the country with 53 years at the sleigh-face, spends most of his time listening to little ones begging him to bring them an iPad on Christmas morning. And it's not just tablets that are top of today's present lists.All manner of expensive electrical devices, from smartphones to computers, are demanded by the very youngest of children. Ron admits his biggest bugbear is having to deal with 5- and 6-year-olds who ask for phones. All their friends have got phones.But. I say to them, "Why do you need a phone?" They say, "To ring my friends." Close quote. I say, "Don't you speak to your friends in the playground?" Apostrophe Ron, who lives at the North Pole or Luton, depending on who's asking, really does remember the days when a child was thrilled to find an orange in their Christmas stocking. But he has had to become terrifyingly up-to-date about modern devices. Fast.He knows his gizmos, as he calls them, and can make a good stab at the difference between the computer game console's Nintendo 3DS and a Nintendo Switch. Short answer: about £200. With his decades of experience observing kids and their desires at close hand, it's perhaps unsurprising to learn Ron has some strong opinions about how children are being raised in our modern world, not to mention how the true spirit of Christmas has been eroded by obsessive consumerism. Today, as he gears up for his busiest time, he says he is Santa right up to the big day. He is not surprised to learn the mail has talked to other veteran Santas who wholeheartedly agree with him. We should all listen to what Ron and the other Santas have to say, because their message is an important one. Not only are we tarnishing Christmas, but we are seriously damaging our children in the process. And what happens? You have children who expect more and more. They will both in 1% go "oh yeah" and say, "Where's the next one?" It's sad. all wonder exactly where the money for these presents is coming from, although Rahal thinks he can guess. Credit cards, he says. A lot of parents are absolutely stupid with their children and get themselves into debt over Christmas. Then what happens when the bills have to be paid? They end up at food banks. Ray, a retired carpet fitter who lives in Bridgnorth, Shropshire, has children and grandchildren of his own, but would never have contemplated spending what today's parents do on Christmas. I was always on a low-wage.My. Children were clothed from jumble sales, but well clothed. They'd get maybe one big present at Christmas, and a couple of little things, not hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth. Less so now, not unless it's a Kindle. As it turns out, Ray believes he is the longest serving Santa in Britain. He started playing the role aged 18, which means he's wrapped up 55 years in the red suit. The latest thing they want is a sound box that they talk to. I love technology, but it needs to be monitored. Now they want whatever they see on television, and lots of it. They are brainwashed by TV ads, says Ray. Whatever their friends have, they want. And they want the earth. Ken says 20 years ago, children were asking for games the whole family could play. That old Christmas favorite Lego is still popular, though. Wow, yes, but that's all completely different too. I remember the days when everyone made their own decorations, says Ray. You'd have the whole family cutting paper and making paper chains. When I think back to what I got for Christmas, he recalls. It was wartime, and my parents had nothing, but I wanted a toy tractor. My father made me one from a bit of scrap aluminium. I was tickled pink. That was my present, and I was delighted with it. But my kids got more bicycles and Meccano and the like. Today, parents still think they've got to get children what they want, even if they're not well off, even if it puts them into debt. But children never play with half the stuff they get. You think you are disappointing them, but this is a part of life and children need to realize it. Even if you are rich, I don't think it's good to give children whatever they want. The best things are worked for, or saved for. Teach them that. He also blames the rise of the credit card. If credit cards were taken out of this world, then it would be easier. Things just wouldn't be bought if parents had to take the actual files out of their pocket and count them. There is some hope, though, because if the true spirit of Christmas still exists, perhaps it's embodied in men like these three. All got into Santaing through different routes. Ron had children of his own when he agreed to don the red suit for a children's party his son Graham was attending in 1965. It quickly became something of an obsession. Today, he's won a string of awards for his Santa skills and has traveled the world raising money for charity. He was even crowned world's best Santa in 2004. He says becoming Santa was the making of him, but admits to not actually remembering Father Christmas ever visiting him. His early years were spent in a children's home, and when he was returned to his birth mother and his stepfather, things were anything but happy. Once, I tried to keep some back, and I got thrashed. Soon as I could, I left home. I'll never forget all those faces lighting up. I wanted to give other children that thing I never had, a magical Christmas. Ray similarly takes his role very seriously. He created his first grotto in a garage and built his own sledge, complete with a Santa 1 registration plate on the roof. Green Joy takes his mind off unhappy memories. He tells me that in 2012 his eldest son Nick was found dead. Nick, who was in his 40s, suffered from depression and had taken his own life. Might imagine such a tragedy would ruin Christmas forever, but Ray has been determined for it not to be so. My way of coping was to help others, he says. You have to believe in ... well, the magic. Ken Moxley, meanwhile, sees it as a civic duty and is sad at the generation that came up behind him do not have the same instincts. I've done it for all these years, in the same way I help out with the Scouts and get involved in community projects, he says. It makes me sad that my generation's children, and I include my own kids in this, don't do that. Everyone is too busy, too consumed by work. Parents don't have enough time even for their own children, never mind to get involved in community things. They become taxi drivers, taking their kids to events, but don't get involved themselves. It's sad. Doing this has given me so much. Ken has 2 grandchildren and says he's made determined efforts not to spoil them, or at least not spoil them with pointless plastic that will be rejected within weeks. In the past I've agreed with my children that I won't buy the grandchildren things, but will pay for us all to go on holiday, he says. As well as the blatant consumerism, these old Santas see a sadness in many of today's children that not even a new reform could cure. Each has a story about a child who asked for an absent parent to be returned, or for something money simply can't buy. Ron had to hold back tears when one little girl asked for my family to be together on Christmas-Day. I took that to mean her parents were divorced or separated. There is a lot of that.